seems. Perfect crime, not as perfect as it seems. Perfect crime taken to the grave. Perfect crime, some things can't be saved. Hiding out in plain sight. Bad guys sometimes wear one. Perfect crime's got you losing your mind. Perfect crime. Perfect crime. Perfect crime. Hey everyone, we're John Larson of the Silverfields. Glad you're tuning in. Here's a song called Genie. Carol lives in Crystal City. She's working on a movie script. Sarah's cool, charming, and witty. She makes all the pieces fit. Everybody knows where my heart lies. Everybody knows no alibis. Carol's coy and Sarah's pretty. She's the go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Has hair like Amy Winehouse, but she can't sing a note. Sarah wouldn't hurt a field mouse, 'cause she's got a heart of gold. Everybody knows where my heart lies. Everybody knows no alibis. Kim is sweet, Julie's sweeter, but she is my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. I can clearly see I don't need two or three. Jeannie is the one for me. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to girl. Jeannie's my go-to. Jeannie's my go-to. Jeannie's my go-to girl. All right, this next song comes off of our new record. It's called Logical Conclusion. It goes like this. Still see your breath on the mirror. You see your hair circling the drain. Be your logical conclusion. Still see your breath on the mirror. Still see your hair circling the drain. All right. Can't Miss Kid. So light around the block too. See the wonder boy. He's gonna do the soft shoe. Sing and bring him joy. Kings and queens, head to the back. Nervous and tongue-tied. He's the canvas king. He's the canvas king. Farms to the cities, left and wanted more. All the little pretties still waiting by the door. Daddy yelled, get in the car. Mommy's brittle star. He's the canvas king. He's the canvas king. He came and went, no money was all spent by Daddy and the government. There's no pillow shine, make you just what he's got. Nostalgia's not selling a lot these days. He's the canvas king. He's the canvas king. He's the canvas All right, that was Mark Grimm on the keyboards there. Dave Richardson on lead guitar, John Simpson on bass, Jen McPherson on drums. My name's John Larson. We're going to do a couple more for you. Thanks for tuning in. This next one came from a couple records ago. It's called Celebrity Sighting. Two more songs for you. Once again, with John Larson and the Silverfields. Thanks to the Parlour for having us and Motif magazine for putting this on. This is a song here is called Because of a Girl. Because of a girl, I moved to London. Because of a girl, I lost my job. Because of a girl, I learned to blunder. Dance, make, borrow, and rhyme. Because of a girl, I saw the ocean. Because of a girl, I punched a wall. Because of a girl, I mixed emotion with pure alcohol. Some things just weren't made to comprehend. Because of a girl, I shook the deep tears. Because of a girl, I shined my shoes. Because of a girl, I followed blindly down dark avenues. Some things just weren't made to comprehend. But I guess I'll do it all again. Oh, because of a girl. Oh, because of a girl. When planets align, signals intertwine, or show wave interceptions. Worlds right, we're going to do one more song. It's called Ramona Ramone. Thanks so much for listening in. All right, thanks so much.
Thanks again for joining us for the Between the Notes podcast presented by Motif Magazine. We want to give a shout out to, of course, the Parlour for hosting, and we also want to shout out the sponsors, which is R1 Indoor Karting, Graysdale Brewing, and Trinity Beer Garden. And of course, we want to thanks again to John Larson and the Silver Fields for being on the podcast today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Why don't you just go around and introduce the band?
Sure. My name's John Larson.
Jen McPherson, I'm the drummer.
John Simpson, bass player.
David Richardson, guitars.
Mark Grimm, keyboards.
All right. Thanks, you guys, again, for your performance today. I like the sound. Oh, right on. Mic check, mic check. Well, I just wanted to say I really dig the sound. I saw you guys had a show at Nickene's, right, the other night?
Yeah, just Friday night. Yep, just passed.
And I saw you had some people on stage that weren't here for the performance today.
Yes, we had our friends, the Half-Baked Horns, who come up and join us every once and again to add some horns and some special flavor to the songs.
Yeah, we don't have that much room here on the
probably
stage
just
at the
for the
Parlour.
better they didn't come tonight anyways. Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool that you guys have like that element, especially at Nickene's. I bet it amps up the party vibe for sure.
Yeah, it was a great night.
Do you have any other shows coming up that you might want to shout out?
Sure. Our next show is a place that a lot of people aren't aware of for local music, and we're sort of the house band there. Actually, it's Patrick's Pub over on Smith Street.
Oh, okay.
It's not really known for its rock music. They have more Irish traditional music, but they let us come in like once a month and just do our thing. And we're pretty much a 99% original music, and it's harder these days to find places that let you do that. So we really want to give out a shout out to Patrick and everyone at Patrick's Pub for letting us be ourselves and play our music and not giving us any hassle about it.
Right on, a Providence institution,
exactly.
for sure. But yeah, that's great. I did not know that they do live music. That's
We're
something.
one of the few that play there, but
Yeah,
they
you
keep
got to
having
be
us back.
in.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so other than that, what else have you guys been up to this year? Like anything significant? Like you've been in recording or writing or?
Sure. I don't want to hog the mic, but I'll just say we just put a new record out in August. We had our CD release party at Askew, which was also another great venue, another great night. And yeah, it's doing really well. But I'll let these guys talk about the album bit. It just came out in August.
Right on.
So I'll take over, I guess. So we've actually done over the course of COVID 3 albums. Did we put out?
2 albums over COVID.
Over COVID.
One like 2 years earlier.
It was interesting recording over during COVID, but yeah, with this last album that we've just released called Mile a Minute, and it's pretty, upbeat. I would say kind of power pop. Again, all originals. The drumming is great. That's what I'll say.
It always is.
You have anything to say?
About the recording.
I've got a little thing I've worked up here. I'm kidding. No, the album is fun, and check it out. And I just want to mention that our songwriter is the very modest John Larson. This is not, we don't collaborate on songs. We don't all come up with a part. John basically brings them to the band fully written out. And they're always amazing, and this latest record is full of them, so check it out. Anything else? Nothing else, right? You guys?
Just like he's
I
like
can't
Buddy
even.
Rich. He's like Buddy Rich.
Providence's own.
Yeah, I just want to add that I'm the newest guy here, so and I was grateful to be on this newest CD, which is wonderful. Again, all the songs are catchy. They're just great songs to listen to, great songs that'll grab you, and I am really honored to be on this and part of that album.
So the keyboards really add an element of depth, not to make your head bigger than it already is, but it's good that you're here.
Adds to that like power pop kind of.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And we've been looking for a keyboard player for a long time, and they're hard to find. Drummers and keyboard players are the hardest.
I was gonna say you better
elements to
hold
get.
on to her.
And that's
'Cause
right.
drummers.
We hold Jen near and dear to our hearts. The only thing I want to add too with what John said, I'm thankful for the nice words, but I don't necessarily think I come in with everyone's parts already there. I come in with the genesis of it, and that's why I like playing with these guys, because they actually bring their own individual parts and styles and take the songs over the top. So I want to give them credit as well. It's not my only. I'm not the only one that's bringing
That
this
kind
forward.
of rolls into my next. My
Yeah,
next
but-
question was going to be like, how has the sound of the band evolved since like over the course of your albums and the recording?
Well, I think at their heart, we're always going to be a power pop. I think we're actually more of a rock band than anything. We're a rock band at our core, but I definitely love short, quick songs with catchy melodies. So in that sense, we're a power pop band, which is not a term a lot of bands around here are, but I go out of my way to make things super catchy if I can. Like I said, and these guys have similar sensibilities, at least for the stuff that I bring to them, and they just take it over the top, and they all bring their little catchy bits that
Yeah,
make them shine.
it elevates it a little bit above like that, like rock, classic rock, and then you have kind of pop rock, and then you have.
Yeah.
And I think that some of the songs you did, I know the first song you did specifically had very danceableness to it for sure. And that's why I said Nickanese. And with the horns, I'm sure it is very much like that
Yeah.
kind of crowd for sure.
Yeah, we're not a horn band. Matter of fact, that was only the second gig they did with us, the horns. So it's kind of a new fun element. I don't think I would ever want to become like a traditional horn band, but it's nice to break up the sound when they come up and do 5 or 6 songs with us, and the crowd digs it. It adds an extra punch to the songs. So yeah, to me, as long as they're catchy, people are dancing. That's what we want to do at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely.
You're a master of hooks.
The hook.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy, honestly. It really, yeah. I mean, having that element into your songs is like, it gets people's attention and the fans, and that really keeps you guys going if you have
Yeah.
fans,
I think 'cause that's the kind of stuff I like to listen to myself. So I'm really influenced by a lot of catchy type stuff, especially the new wave of the late 70s and 80s, and Elvis Costello, Graham Parker, all that kind of British.
Yeah, I think I can
stuff.
hear that
Yeah.
influence for sure. When did you guys start the band?
Well,
That's
it's a long story, but Dave and I have been.
like 5 hours?
I don't. We got time.
So Dave and I have been playing together the longest. We were in a Providence band called the Marlows that were around for quite a long time. Has had some local success and toured around actually quite a bit, and that broke up for a while. And I tried to get back into things, and Dave and I reconnected. Had some other players for a while, and then just through a great set of circumstances, John and Jen became available. They were in another band called the.
Confessions.
Yeah, I'll let them fill in the blanks for the rest.
You're right. So thank you. So John and I were in a band called the Deathbed Confessions, which started about 2011. And I mean, it's just, I think that the scene in Rhode Island is tight. The music scene is tight. It's like 1 degree of separation. So, John and I were playing in a band together, and we met this guy named Bill Jetty, who was a guitar player who happened to be in the Marlows, who I had never heard of before. And Dave, weren't you in that band as well? So it's just kind of like, it's hard not to either play with other musicians in the Rhode Island music scene, or at least know somebody that has. I mean, it's everybody knows everybody in the scene, so it's kind of nice. And Mark, you too, right? You've been. Why don't you take?
Yeah, no, I
You've got a story.
well, no, I do have I've been playing in the Rhode Island music scene for a very long time. I've in and out of various things, starting way back in the 70s with the Schemers, and that, then I got married, and that ended, for me at least. They went on. But since then, I was very fortunate back in about, I think it was like 2015, 17, 18, I don't know. There was a series of concerts that were being put on for hurricane benefit relief, a series of concerts to raise money for Mark Cutler when he had his issues. And John was playing in those bands, and we connected at that time. And it was interesting because I was playing with yet another band at that time, and John was very old school. He was reluctant to say, I feel like I'm stealing players from somebody else. And when that band stopped doing it, I got a call, and I was very happy to hear it because I had always admired and seen John Larson in Silverfields, and really enjoyed the music, and it was a great opportunity for me. So.
Nice. Yeah. I like to think of it as like cross-pollination
Yes.
more than stealing players from other bands, you know, and it's sort of like, like you're saying, 1 degree of separation is very common, especially here at the Parlour. Like, it's all family, you know, that's kind of like the vibe of it anyway. And I think that's what makes the music scene so vibrant here, and we're very lucky for it. And yes, some people do take advantage.
And it is a wonderful, cohesive music family, I call it here.
Yeah.
Many players who have, you know, they graciously bring other people in. We fill in for other people when they're, you know, they're out or whatever. And it's just a very, very excellent music scene.
Yeah, and you know, I think there's a lot of support, especially Motif Magazine. Like, I think what they do and what we're doing here with the podcast and stuff, it does help people who maybe aren't in the scene really make the connections, bridging the gaps of like, how do these bands all know each other anyway? You know, getting sort of this kind of backstory is really interesting and also helpful, because you start to realize, oh, okay, yeah, then there's like this like tree and all the different branches that come off, and then we wind up here with, you know, John Larson and the Silverfields. So it's good to have you guys on. And normally, like, I like to ask people questions about their musical background too. You guys have all seem established artists playing in different bands throughout the community, and I think it's just really goes to show how much work each of you have put in, and then to have that all come together. It's kind of like a little super group, right? Like you're saying, you different parts of different bands and kind of all comes together. I mean, that is what we call an all-star band, you know? So, you know, yeah, no, yeah, and we do have a legacy here in Rhode Island, of course, of like that kind of all-star conglomeration band. But I want to say, really, the star and standout would be having her on drums. Like you said, it is really hard to find drummers, never mind female drummers. And I work with a lot of female musicians and artists, and there's always like, does anybody know a female drummer? And now I'm going to think, oh, yeah, John Larson and the Silverfields.
It's kind of funny because we actually have a song called Girl in the Band.
I love that.
And the whole concept, this predates Jen by years.
It's a premonition.
Yes. So the whole concept was, though, at the time, we were 4-piece and just a bunch of old ugly guys, basically. So the point was, if we only had a girl in the band, we could take this to the next level.
Wow.
It was being ironic and whatever, but then lo and behold, we actually have a girl in the band. So now when we do that song, it doesn't have as much irony to it. It's actually more of a reality. But I have to say, every time we play, Jen is usually the one that gets the most compliments. Like, man, because she drives us. I play with a lot of drummers in my day, and she brings more energy than any of them. So we're grateful we have her, and she does a great job.
Yeah, shout out, rock on.
Yeah.
Definitely, like what I'm trying to do with the podcast too is make sure that we highlight the standout stars in the Providence scene. So like shout out to Jen, of course. And I would say, you know, the Parlour, we do really try hard here to like have diversity in the musicians that perform, and I think you guys definitely are bringing that too. So appreciate you guys having us on the podcast. Is there anything else you want to say to the people watching at home?
No, just thanks for supporting us. Those that do come, we have a good group of regulars that come see us quite a bit. So just want to say thanks to them for always supporting us and coming out, and keep coming. And every time we play, it seems like we gain a few more folks that like us. So that's the goal, right? To get more fans, and we just love to play. We all get along well. You know, it's not, we don't take it overly serious. It's not, we're not trying to get signed anymore and all that kind of stuff. It's just, we just love to do it. It's in our veins, and we're just gonna keep doing it till we can't anymore. So just thanks. I don't know if you guys want to say anything else to wrap up.
No, I will say, make sure you're following them. Yeah, follow them on Facebook, John Larson and the Silverfields. And if you're not already following the Parlour on Instagram, follow us at Parlour Providence so you can stay up to date with the podcast happenings from Motif. And again, just shout out to the sponsors, of course, the Parlour, R1 Indoor Karting, Graysale Brewing, and Trinity Beer Garden for having the Between the Notes podcast. And thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Take care.